Rev up your engines!
Now, here's one even I can't believe. Ford is recalling 43,000 SUVs because they have gas leaks, but the fix doesn't fix the gas leaks. They're allowed to recall them, but they're not fixing the gas leaks. The injectors would cost a lot of money to replace, right? So here's their solution, believe it or not. Gasoline can leak from the fuel injectors and get on hot engine surfaces and cause a fire. So here's what they're being allowed to say is the fix. Dealers will install a tube to let gasoline flow away from hot surfaces to the ground and update engine control software to detect a pressure drop in the fuel injector system, and then it will disable the high pressure fuel pump. This is unbelievable. They're leaking injectors, gasoline's leaking, danger, fire, right? Don't replace them and fix them like they should because they built them wrong. Ford's got so many control problems building these cars. It's absolutely unbelievable, right? They're not even going to fix it. They'll put a drain. And then if the pressure drops, it'll run the pump off so the car can't run fast. They're not fixing them under warranty. This is absurdity. How the corporations are allowed to get away with this crap. Right? Obviously, they got connections to Washington to allow crap like that to go on. Now, this covers Bronco Sport SUVs 2022 to 2023, as well as Escape SUVs from 2022 with a 1.5-liter engine. So if you own one of those things, man, you better be real careful. This is ridiculous that they don't have to replace the injectors. Oh, we'll put a drain hose. Great, you put a drain hose, then it drains on the garage floor and boom goes your house, right? This is just patent absurdity. Michael Brooks, who's the head of the nonprofit Center for Auto Safety, says this is a Band-Aid type recall. They just don't want to replace the fuel injectors. Yeah, just like I said. And listen to this. The National Highway Traffic Safety Association says this about it. We do not have legal authority to pre-approve recall fixes. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration? Safety, gasoline leaks? They should force them to replace all the fuel injectors, right? But no. Oh, we'll put a Band-Aid. We'll stick a drain and change the software. And that in itself is dangerous. So let's say there's a leak and you're going on a highway where there's a lot of wind and it's not that dangerous because it would blow anything out, right? It will turn your fuel pump off. You'll be going 65 miles an hour. Your fuel pump turns off. The car starts slowing down. You get in a big wreck. People will smash into you. Do these idiots think of the ramifications of anything that they do? I don't think so. Well, I hope you never invested money in a lot of these EV companies, but if you did, here's 3 stocks that anybody that's got brains should sell right away if they own them before they lose all their money. Numero uno is Fisker. They make the electric cars, right? They've had 40,000 cancellations of orders as people see the company's probably going bankrupt. Another one is Canoo. They've had the similar problems. They haven't made that many of this Canoo stuff either. You know, I've never actually seen one on the road, so I've seen a Fisker, but I've never seen a Canoo. And the third one is called Workhorse. So basically, you should stay away. And if you do own one of these, believe me, you should get rid of them as fast as you can before they go down to zero. I know a lot of people, they say, oh, well, it's down low, it's going to come back. No, these things probably will never come back. I see news that makes you think, oh, it's great. They'll say like, oh, look, Fisker went up 30% today. Well, it goes down to almost nothing. And yeah, it's going to have the dead cat bounce of a stock that when it goes really little, come back a little. But believe me, it's not going to come back. And if you buy even more at a lower price, you'll lose even more money. Don't get suckered in by that dead cat bounce. All stocks, if they almost collapse, unless the company goes completely out, they'll come back a little because there's a bunch of shares out there and the people are trying to sell them. And when people see, oh, look, it's so cheap now, I'll buy some. No, don't. Doesn't matter how cheap those companies get. They're bad companies. They don't make good products and probably all go bankrupt. Don't invest your money in it. Heaven forbid. Don't buy one of their vehicles because if you got one and they go bankrupt, good luck getting parts of that stupid thing. Well, it looks like old Elon Musk has been lying about a Starlink. You know, those goofy satellites he's got in outer space to give internet? He's trying to claim that they broke even when it looks like they didn't break even at all. Last year, Elon Musk celebrated and he said, achieved break-even cash flow. It sounds like a bunch of baloney to me, but you can make anything you want with statistics and lie about stuff, right? Elon says, and I quote, Starlink is a majority of all active satellites will have launched the majority of all satellites cumulatively from Earth by next year. Well, Bloomberg kind of disagrees with them, and those guys are pretty good business analysts, right? It turns out that they say Musk greatly rigged the numbers by underplaying the cost involved in launching the satellites, when in reality, the company is losing hundreds of dollars on each of the millions of ground terminals it shifts, right? So they're sending out millions and they're losing hundreds of dollars on each one. It's like these electric cars. Look at Ford. What did Ford lose? Something like $4 billion last year in their electric car division. They're bleeding money like no tomorrow, right? And this guy's launching all these satellites and trying to sell the satellite stuff to them. And now people are using cell towers. I even noticed the other day, I got back here to Rhode Island from Tennessee, and I noticed all of a sudden, hey, my phone's working better. And I check out, they built some new towers. So now I could go out, I got T-Mobile, and I could get the T-Mobile home internet for only $50 a month instead of paying Cox Communications $130 for the same thing, because that technology is starting to take over. Flying them way up in space, that's an expensive idea, right? And of course, like I said, they aren't that fast. Just think about it. You got something that's going satellites back and forth versus something that's just on the ground. Of course, the stuff on the ground is going to be more viable, right, than something that's floating around in outer space. Now, SpaceX CFO Brad Johnson appeared kind of cagey because he was saying to reporters, I don't know that I want to quantify those numbers, but we are in positive cash flow. Okay, if you can't quantify the numbers and you say you're in positive cash flow, that's a lot of horse manure. You won't give us the figures, it's a big lie. Come on, tell us the truth now. Don't start lying like Elon does about absolutely everything. You know, he said he was going to build a $25,000 car. Now it looks like he's not going to. And they had meetings and people squealed on the meetings and he said, we're not going to build these cheaper cars anymore. And then Elon says, oh no, that's a lie. Oh no. But, you know, let's see if he builds them or not, right? I doubt if they're making money on it. It's just, you know, bamboozled. More bamboozles from Elon and his cohorts. Well, Boeing certainly had problems with airplanes, and now there's a whistleblower out there who's blowing his whistle even more, saying how all they're doing is pushing production. They're not testing the stuff correctly. They're letting flawed things go through. Now, there was a whistleblower working on their Dreamliner planes, and they demoted him to work on the 777 units instead for being a whistleblower. I mean, they can't fire him. If they fired him, it'd be so obvious you could sue him, get a bunch of money, right? So they demoted him, kind of put him work on this other plane. Now, this guy's showing that Boeing has a broken safety record led by highly paid executives who are careless about quality standards. I even met an engineer who used to work for him, and he told me the same thing. He said he quit. He couldn't stand the crap that they were letting people slide through just so they could push out the planes as fast as they could. So they put this guy in a 777. Well, now he's blowing more whistles about the 777, as he says. Boeing took shortcuts when manufacturing its 777 and 787 Dreamliner jets, skipping critical safety steps, which could lead to catastrophic failure as they age. He alleged Boeing knew about this process errors and what's more, encouraged them in order to reduce the 787 assembly bottleneck so they could get them out faster. He also said that in the 777 units, he discovered subpar work, cruise missile landing body pieces, while Boeing pressured the engineers to approve work they had not yet inspected. So here goes Boeing. They got more problems, you know. It's a problem when you got a big company making a lot of products and they push the assembly to make them as fast as they can. Hey, planes, it's a big deal. And like he said, hey, maybe they'll work okay now, but these gaps over time, they're going to lead to problems. Too much gap, eventually something's going to break. Now, these things are supposed to have a lifespan of 50 years. What's going to happen to these things 25 years from now? Let's see, you know. They're having problems already. What when these things get old? You know, they got to clamp down on this stuff and not let these corporations run the roughshod just so they can make money. Well, beware New York State. Charcoal grilling may be illegal in the summer. You know, they're trying to make everything pollution-free, right? So now they're talking about banning charcoal grills. They're already going to ban single-use propane for cooking stuff in California, right? I mean, it's such a small thing. Somebody's got a propane little tank, single use, and they're grilling something while they're camping. Come on now. This is absurd because the person who goes into a hotel, that's using energy to heat and air condition and heat the pool and blah, blah, blah. They're using tons of energy and polluting. The guy who goes out in a tent and camps somewhere and uses a little propane stove is polluting a lot less than those people are. But, of course, they've lost their mind in California. They have no idea what goes on in the real world, and they think these little tweaks are going to save the planet. Believe you me, they're not going to save the planet. I remember a guy gave a TED talk at Oxford in England, and the guy said something that was hilarious. You know, all these greenie students at Oxford were there, and he says, look, kids, I don't want to bust your bubble, but if you stopped all the pollution that England, the entire country did, that doesn't even affect 1% of the pollution in the world. So, and that's the whole country of England. What is making a little canister of propane to cook with illegal going to change other than these idiots and their woke mindsets? So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.